Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's Lionsgate readings. Now, the Lionsgate portal that is open, it kind of runs between the 26th of July to about the 12th of August. It peaks on the 8th of August. But this is a time, it happens every year, when the Earth, the Sun, Sirius and Orion are aligned. They line up and there is an amazing opportunity for kind of spiritual downloads, for us to receive information. So this is what our readings are about today. I'm doing these readings a little bit ahead of the time of the new moon in Leo on the 4th of August. I will be doing readings about that and actually talking quite a lot about what's going on in that next set of readings for the new moon. So watch out for that, watch this space. But today we are doing Lionsgate portal readings, and we're going to be really asking for spiritual downloads of information to assist you on your pathway, whatever your calling is at the moment, whatever shifts or changes, transitions you are experiencing, because that's the world we are living in. You know, we are bang in the middle of a period of massive accelerated growth. So we are all seeing the impact of this very dynamic energy, very dynamic shifts in energy, and we are all seeing it, I think, both personally and we're seeing it globally as well. I will talk a lot about this. You'll get to see me talking a lot about the astrology and the energy around this when I do the new moon readings. So watch this space. In the meantime, let's do these Lionsgate portal readings and see what comes through in terms of spiritual downloads, information for you around transition, around shifts, the openings that are available for you. I mean, this is like a pinnacle or a peak of light, and the dynamics of this new moon that are coming. It's a real time when we can step up rather than step down, where we can launch ourselves, so into the new, whatever that will mean for us individually in the unique circumstances of our own world. So let's dive into these readings. Now we have 3 beautiful lion cards for you, and I'm going to be drawing a rune and a charm as well. I know some of you love to be guided in by the charms and the runes, but let me show you them one by one. So for pile 1, we have Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. So this is the card for pile 1. Okay, now pile 2, we have the card number 44, Ishtar's Lionsgate 888. So 44, Ishtar's Lionsgate 888. That's the frequency of this energy. So this is the card for pile 2. Very appropriate. And then for pile 3, we have Lion Leadership. This is pile 3. Let me now draw some runes and charms for you as well. So pile 1, 2 runes coming out for you. You have Thurizaz's Gateway, and you also have Awaz. This is the rune of defense. So these are your 2 runes and your charm. You have, wow, look at that, how interesting. It's like a little mask, like when you go to a kind of a, I'm trying to think what the name is, but you know, when you go to a party, a masquerade party, you have a masquerade type mask. Okay, so that is here. That's pile 1. Pile 2, you have 3 runes, absolutely in my hand. You have Wunjo, the rune of joy. You have the rune of flow, Lagos, and you also have Perth. This is the rune of initiation. And there's your charm, just caught between my fingers. You have the charm of the sun, and a very beautiful sun it is. How interesting that this came out in the readings that I did earlier in the week. And do you know, it's the first time it came out as a charm in the readings last, and now twice in the same week. I find that really interesting, you know, given that Leo is ruled by the sun as well. Very interesting energy. And now for pile 3. You also have 3 runes coming through. You have Gibo, the rune of partnership. You have the blank rune. And you also have the rune of ice, Isa. Okay, let's put those there. And your charm is, you have bird. Beautiful bird with a lovely spiral on its wing. Very gentle energy, actually. Okay, so these are your runes, your charms, your cards, beautiful souls. I am going to leave the video running for a few moments longer, as I always do, just to give you a bit more time. If you need even more time, you can always just press the pause button. I always think just trust your intuition. You could be drawn to more than one reading. That's not uncommon. You know, just trust, lean into the readings and see what comes through for you. And bearing in mind that these readings are connecting to a portal of energy that runs between, I said right at the start, around the 26th of July to the 12th of August. And so if you find yourself needing to come back to the readings, you can always check them out, find them on the homepage of the Moon Magic Tarot channel. But it's, yeah, you may find that during this period, if there is a lot of shift and upheaval going on, you may find the readings helpful to come back to again. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here. It's a great honour and a great privilege to read for you. Thank you for your love and support of me and of one another. I will leave you to tune in with these, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. There is a really, really interesting energy around your reading already. I am sitting in it and wow is all I can say. So let me just process what I feel is coming through already. We have Awaz, the rune of defense. We have Thurizaz, the rune of gateway, and Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. And a masquerade mask. I feel you have been put in a position where you feel that you either had to defend yourself or you couldn't defend yourself. People wore masks, people were hidden. There's a real, I'm feeling like I want to shout on your behalf. I want to stand up for you. I want to fight your corner. I feel like I've literally entered the ring with you. It's really interesting. Now, if what I'm saying isn't resonating, this may not be the right reading for you, but let's go with it and see. We get downloads from the first card, from the runes in a reading, but this is really powerful. This is really powerful, what's coming through here. Now, you're at a turning point. We're asking about spiritual downloads. We're asking about shifts, transitions. What kind of portal of energy is around you? I'm actually going to go straight into your tarot cards, Pile 1. What are we shown, please? May we have information for Pile 1, please? A spiritual download, information generally about a shift, a transition that's taking place in this portal of energy. We have 5 of Cups. Yeah. Seeing you being very disappointed in some way, or someone disappointing you, or maybe you have disappointed someone, although I suspect if you did it with good reason. King of Wheels. Here's your gateway, 6 of Wheels. We have the Star. Oh wow. Let's move these along. Right, you really are being given a gateway of opportunity. This is what this window of time is bringing you, this portal of energy. I think it's like a reversal. It's like you take back your power. Maybe I feel like you were left out in the cold or pushed out or put in a place where, there was a lot of disappointment, a lot of okayness. Now you are now in a gateway. This is what this portal of energy is for you. It's a gateway where literally a gateway of generosity, of new hope, new optimism is coming to you. Now you have the King of Wheels and the Knight of Wheels. This is the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Let's get more cards to find out what this is about. Is this you moving forwards, sort of almost like victorious? This would be like if somebody turned you down for something that you knew you'd be really good at, and then you get an even better offer and it really comes through and it moves forwards and I feel there's some sort of visibility, you're seen. It's like you move from darkness to light. Now this energy, this Lionsgate energy, this portal, especially at the moment, right now, with this incredible shifts and transitions, and the new moon in Leo that is coming up. I will be doing quite a lot of speaking around that, at the request, actually, of some people who have asked me to speak about it, along with the readings. So I will be talking a lot then and giving a lot of information around this new moon in Leo, because it's like a launch pad. But I feel for you, Pile 1, you are in a launch pad. You're in a launch pad where you can, it's like your world can rocket. And I feel that people who maybe have cast you out, treated you badly, left you feeling defenseless, it's like you kind of, in a way, you step away from them. It's like you leave that kind of energy behind. Be generous of spirit. 6 of Wheels is a card of generosity. Now, I don't know that doesn't necessarily mean you have to linger with people who've treated you badly, but generosity of spirit is about not dwelling in any resentment, not holding it against people, just moving on, leaving it behind. That's what I'm feeling. What else are we showing here for Pile 1? You have collaborate. And you have 7th house relationship. Now this is interesting. Okay, we have energy signature. The past is in the present. Okay. Be generous of spirit. Okay. Let's get more information again. We have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. There is a mirror here. Okay. Let's draw another. And get lost. Fall deep into the realm of imagination. That's rather lovely. Okay, and actually I'm just going to put one more tarot card in at the end here. I think we can do that really beautifully. And then we'll just see how your reading proceeds. Okay, right, I feel you're at a gateway where something in your world can seriously rocket and take off. Knight of Cups. How interesting, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. The Knights are pretty fast moving, happening energies. I'm even seeing you maybe get an offer of something here within this portal. Maybe an offer that skyrockets your world, turbocharges your world, removes you from a place of sort of almost like dwelling in the past to a place where your world takes off, it rockets. So there is this is the shift we're seeing. Now, I do think there is a connection, interestingly enough, with somebody here for you. We've got collaborate, we've got relationship. Now this could be, with the Knight of Cups, it could be a love relationship that transforms your world. However, it could also be a working relationship with the Knight of Wheels and the King of Wheels here. I wondered, what they were about. Be generous of spirit. What we're being shown here, Pile 1, I think, is that there is a window of opportunity here for you to leave something of the past behind, to let something go, to move away from it, to no longer dwell in it. If there's been circumstances, people that were really negative or toxic, really brought you down, I think there is a new connection. Now this could be a friendship, it could be a love interest, it could be a working alliance, but I do think it's coming in the form of a relationship. It's a very empathic relationship, it's a starseed relationship. Energetic sovereignty. Absorbing what's not yours. Interestingly enough, with the mirror here, I'm sort of seeing this mirror in more than one way. I think this mirror, in some ways, it's almost like you have energetically taken charge of yourself, of your own energy, of your own sort of, I want to say, internal personal leadership. When you become your own hero or your own heroine, you step up. You're no longer prepared to kind of wear the masks that you believed you had to wear. You're no longer prepared to play the games or go along with something. You're no longer prepared to just sit in the sidelines if you've been shunted out of the way. That there's something of a ceasing to be tolerant of something here. With Aries, the rune of defense. But what is fascinating for me is seeing you. It's like you rise up in your own right. You know who you are. You know what you will and won't accept. And I think because your energy, that there's an internal strength. And this is like manifesting from the inside out. I mean, you become a beacon, a magnet for what you wish to attract. And this is where the mirror comes in a really interesting way. You draw into you, what is mirroring your energy. Whereas I think you have been tangled in something that didn't feel very good, or that you've been processing possibly for a while, the disappointment of something, or where something didn't work out, you're now energetically bringing in success. And you're doing it through your own agency, your own sovereignty. You know that you have a choice. You know that you don't have to sit with a certain type of energy or a certain type of person anymore. You are rising in no uncertain terms. Fall deep into the realm of imagination. Be in the dreamscape be in the dream time during this time. Any time out that you have, any time to let your imagination wander. Any time you have where you can sit with your dreams, sit with your visions and dream big. And take actions accordingly, and that might include stepping away from any kind of past issues that could be still lingering in the present. Because this is about separating from the past. I think you are at a point of gateway. Right here and right now. This portal, in essence, is a mirror of the gateway that is open to you. And I'm seeing really good things coming into your life, but in the form of, very specifically in this reading, Pile 1, of a partnership, a collaboration, whether that is love or whether that is work, community, whatever this is. And you are being asked to be generous of spirit. So it doesn't mean that you continue to be tangled in some way with people who are not really resonating with you. It's interesting, this is a theme that's coming up in quite a lot of readings. So if you're following my readings and this is a theme that's showing up for you, then there's definitely, this is an area that you are personally working on. And I see the shift, the turning point, the empathic starseed energy, energetic sovereignty, bang in the middle of your reading, sitting underneath the King of Wheels and the Six of Wheels with this gateway. So we really do see this portal of energy. It's like literally you can move into a space of manifestation where what you are visioning in is really happening for you in a real way. I think things that you have been working on are starting to take off, basically. Be generous of spirit, but be also mindful of your own boundaries. The rune of Awa's defense often makes me think of boundaries. Be very clear with your boundaries. Sometimes if you give, I voice this, but I have done this myself. Quite some time ago, I actually had welcomed quite a lot of toxicity into my world. Actually, quite genuinely, I was around a group of people that were very narcissistically orientated, and I had welcomed them in, hook, line, and sinker, and then was having difficulty kind of trying to put down my boundaries and squeeze them back out again. And it was quite a challenge. Now I'm much more discerning. I'm not saying it still doesn't happen. I still sometimes find, I try to meet everybody in an open way. But if through my kind of experience of them, I realise that they're kind of maybe acting out in a childish manner, or there's elements of things that aren't really resonating with me, I'm very clear to sort of start to draw my boundaries. I don't welcome everybody in, without assessment. I welcome people into my world, but assessment is always taking place. I'm much more discerning. Discerning is the word. And, I also acknowledge I'm a work in progress, as we all are forever. I don't know that we ever quite cease to work, but boundaries have been an issue that I've had to work out. This is a gateway, it's a turning point. You can be very benevolent and generous of spirit to those that no longer resonate with you, but also very boundaried at the same time. Be generous of spirit, but boundaried. Some of you may actually be drawing the line around certain people. But what I see within this portal of energy is a very specific relationship coming in that does resonate with you. And it's really contrasting in comparison to the energy of some connections that you have had in the past. It's a big shift. Really is a departure from the kind of connections that you've had with certain people in the past. And it's wonderful. We just see so much positivity here in the star. So I think this is your reading, pile one. I think the shift and the transition for you takes place in the form of, or there is a shift or transition. This may be one of many. The shift and transition in this reading is suggesting that it's a shift and a transition in relationship of some sort with someone coming in, who resonates with that higher vibration with you. That there is vision here, the realm of the imagination, the star. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't think you would have to wear a mask. There's no masquerade here. But be generous of spirit to those who are still in that zone and still perhaps entrenched in those ways of still, of behaving. Pile one, I don't know what this relationship will be for you. You will know, I think, in terms of your own dreams, whether this is connecting to, some kind of business collaboration or, romantic love, partnership material. I do not know what that is for you in the context of your world, but it does appear to be showing up here. Pile one, I am really excited for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me for these readings. And if this is resonating with you and you would like to, get notification of any of my readings as soon as I upload them, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, hopefully they'll come into your stream. Do you know, beautiful souls, I was just suddenly reminded of how passionate I felt when I first entered the space of your reading, like I was defending your corner, fighting your corner. A really interesting sort of additional message coming through. I think this connection gives you that. It's like it's somebody who resonates with you. You're in partnership, you're in collaboration, you're not doing this on your own anymore. This is coming through. That sense of strength that comes from being in a connection with someone who is absolutely with you, working with you, whether that is in a personal way or whether that is in a working alliance. Really coming through, really connecting into that strength that I was feeling and wanting to defend you, fight your corner for you almost. And a departure from whatever it was that caused you to feel like you had to defend yourself previously. Other additional messages coming through. I've just got to follow it through, I guess, if this comes in. Anyway, pile one, thank you for being here. It is a privilege and a joy to read for you. It's an honour as well, really, truly. I read your comments. You guys are amazing. You're very inspirational, clearly doing massive amounts of spiritual soul growth and evolution. And thank you for being here and supporting the channel and me and one another. Tons of love, pile one. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I'm slightly blown away by this because obviously this is the Ishtar's Lion Gate card, but the fact that you have the Sun as well and the Rune of Joy, Wunjo, Flow, Lagos and Perth. Perth is like an initiation, it's like a rite of passage. I feel that you are in a space where there is a rite of passage taking place that is opening up. Leadership, abundance, the energy of the sun, source energy. I'm going to read from this book, actually, just to start the reading, because I just feel everything here is lining up in a particular way. So this is what it says, just this first bit here. Your heart has a heightened connection with the higher realms of consciousness and light. A blessing, empowerment and positive omen shall enter your world. Doors will open for you. Abundance and prosperity are headed your way. Take care of your heart. Ask for spiritual assistance and it shall be granted. Something negative is going to transform into something very positive. I just wanted to read you that because I just feel all of the energy that's showing up. Joy, flow, Perth, an initiation, a rite of passage. I just feel like doorways are opening up for you in a magnificent way. We have the Sun. So let's just draw cards and see, what shift, what transformation is coming. What are we shown in this landscape portal of energy for you? And, what kind of massive spiritual download might we receive on your behalf today? What are we shown here? May we ask for guidance, information about a transition, a shift for pile 2, please. We have the Three of Wheels. Beautiful. This is the Three of Pentacles in the traditional pack. So Three of Wheels, the Tower. Oh, this is life-changing. This is absolutely life-changing. Okay. We have the Moon. We have the Two of Swords. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands showed up in pile 1, actually. However, what else do we have here? We then have the Five of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups. And we have the Knight. Look at that, you've got two Knights. Actually, it wasn't the Knight of Wands that showed up. It was the Knight of Wheels and the Knight of Cups. My apologies. Okay, let me just sit with these anyway, first of all. And then we're going to draw a ton of oracle cards for you. I feel that you are in a transition, a rite of passage. Now, what I want to say to you, beautiful souls, it may not be feeling entirely easy. Now, I'm not suggesting that the outcome isn't amazing, because I think it is. But, in fact, we could say something negative is turning into something positive. This Three of Wheels, it reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk. You know, that tale where, with Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack and his mother, were living in like they were destitute, and she had just, I think they had no money left. The only thing they owned was a cow, and they had reached that point, where they couldn't live on the milk alone, and so they had to and they couldn't afford to feed the cow. So Jack was sent to market to sell the cow. It was their last resource. It was the only thing they had left, and he somehow managed to trade the cow for some magic beans, whereas his mother was expecting a ton of money to come back and for them to be okay, at least for a while. And she threw the beans out of the window in her, I guess, disappointment, rage, fury, distress, whatever it would be, and they grew overnight. And as they grew overnight into this magic beanstalk, which turned out to be an adventure. But it was an adventure that was a rite of passage, actually. It was an adventure that took Jack on this rite of passage where, in essence, sort of almost like the psychological energy of that reading is that we face our challenges, we climb them, we climb the beanstalk. We face our demons. He had to face the giant, who the whole village was terrified of, and ultimately he comes out the winner, and all of the fortune that the giant had stored became his. So he was set forth on this whole adventure. But it was also a rite of passage, and it wasn't necessarily easy. Now we have the Tower, and we have the Moon, and we have the Two of Swords. So I feel there is an energy within this portal, within the time frame around you, where you're navigating something. Actually, it is a rite of passage in which you step up, and the outcome is fabulous. You've got the Ten of Cups. You step up and you get the dream. You get the dream life here. This is wonderful. You've got the Knight of Wands. You've got the Knight of Wheels, the Knight of Coins. So you are passionate. You're victorious. You're successful. You get the idea. I feel like you get to live the dream, but it's not an easy ride to get there. Jack had to go through a lot of stuff to, climbing that beanstalk. I have no idea whether this is the beanstalk, but this is what this card reminds me of, and this is what is coming through for me. It's that story, stepping up. I feel that you are in a space right here and right now, and if this is not resonating with you, then it may not be your reading, but I feel you're in a space of initiation. A space where you're in a rite of passage. I don't think it's about to start. I think you're in it. I think you're already learning to navigate conflicts and difficulties, things that have previously held you back. I think you're navigating them in a different way. You're learning to do it differently. You're learning to see it differently. You're learning to approach it differently. It literally feels like there is a process of rebirth around you, and you are in that rebirthing. Now, sometimes when we are in a rite of passage, a birthing, sometimes in a birthing there are times to push, and sometimes within a birthing there are times to stop and breathe. So I feel I'm really interestingly wanting to say to you, especially with the breath coming out of this wolf, remember to press the pause button and breathe. Take regular breathing spaces where you press the pause button and you reflect. Press the pause button, reach out and ask for help from your spirit team. The sun is shining on you. The outcome here could not be more positive, but you are having to negotiate, I think, areas that would once have been quite a conflict for you. But I am seeing you stepping up and kind of owning your own empowerment here, really. And perhaps that's part of your personal rite of passage. It's owning your right to choose. It's owning your right to take direction. It's owning your own sovereignty, your own agency, which of course is very much what the overall energy of the, if we look at the bigger picture, the spiritual picture of the world in which we are living in right here and right now, and this is spanning several years as we move into a new age of Aquarius. It's not a hard and fast one age ends and the next starts and we step through the door and ta-da, here we are. There is a process to go through, and in that bigger picture the real key is about self-responsibility, sovereignty, agency, recognizing our own ownership. I mean, there is a ton of science that shows that what we think, literally what we think, what we feel is creating, the shape of our tomorrow. All of these things are enabling us to take charge of who we are individually, but with a connectedness to the greater whole, that recognition that we are all connected with all of life, not even just with one another, with our fellow human beings. We are all related. And, this for me is the essence of the bigger picture, the bigger transition, where we own our own agency, our own self-responsibility, but we do it with awareness of the whole. And I feel that this Lionsgate portal for you is bang in the middle of if you think of the bigger picture of shifts and transitions that are happening both globally and personally, I think for you, in a personal way, you are bang in the middle of one of those little mini shifts that make up the bigger overall shift. If we move ourselves forwards in terms of leaps and bounds of consciousness, of awareness, and actually integrating that in real terms, because that's what I see here. This is real stuff. This is not just conscious, it's not something that you think about. This is in real terms, in your world, actual happening stuff. As we integrate these things, these are mini shifts of elevation to higher vibration, to higher levels of consciousness, to higher ways of living. And that's what's happening here. Let's get more details. Let's draw some oracle cards for you. Then we have additional information. We have moon perception. You've got the moon coming up here twice for you. Okay. So I'm seeing that there is potentially a shift in perception going on around you here, or an opportunity to see something differently, to perceive something or to handle something differently, because you understand it differently, you see it differently. We have energy signature, the past is in the present. Now this is interesting because this did come out in pile 1. I think for you pile 2, I think you're literally changing your energy signature. This is what this rite of passage is. You're doing something differently. You're not doing it in the same way that you used to. You're not following an unconscious pathway of operating. You're stepping up, you're climbing the beanstalk. Maybe once upon a time you would have looked at the beanstalk and thought, that's not for me, I'm not taking that adventure. No way, somebody else can do that. This time it's like, actually, I have to do this, I've got to follow it. I think some of you might actually feel quite an urge to do something. Almost like if there's any of you that are experiencing, I'm literally now sitting in the energy of your reading. I feel like my legs, I've got itchy feet, or like an agitated, it's what I call agitated legs, when something in me is wanting to do something. It's like it's agitated is perhaps the right word, I don't know, but there's something around you being maneuvered by the energy to take some form of action here. There's something that's inspiring you, or something that's happening that could even be crashing down around you, but actually it's pushing you to do something differently, to change your perspective. Maybe you have been living in lack and you've reached a point where, like Jack and the Beanstalk, you've got to do something. It's a point of no return. You actually have to do something. You can't let it go any longer. You have to take action. There's something of that urgency around. But we have joy, wouldn't you? So this is being blessed. This card is about being blessed within a transition. We have double mission. Light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. Wow. Okay. We also have, this is really interesting, I think you're being moved, shunted by circumstances, by the universe, by stuff around you to step up. Now this is going to bring you great happiness. Even if you feel like you're in the midst of a transition that's a bit tough for you at the moment, there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. Yeah, I feel there's some big stuff going on around you. Some areas that feel like there's a conflict or a challenge. You might even be working in a very competitive environment, or find that you're having to fight, slightly kind of fight your corner even, but however you look at it, this reading is absolutely kind of shouting that there is possibility, there is something fabulous here. This reading shouts and sings of hope, of joy, of flow, of doorways opening for you to abundance, of something negative becoming something positive, of something that feels obscure or obscured or not quite visible to you, of clarity of direction and clarity of action. If there's conflict around you, it speaks of resolution. Whatever transition, rite of passage you are in, you're coming out on top here. It's like the energy is sort of primed for your success. This is like you setting forth on a journey, and the last time you did that journey, it was fraught with difficulty, and every time every traffic light turned to red, there were roadworks, diversions, and you're almost sort of like dreading that journey because your memory of it before was that it was a really challenging journey. And this would be like, you set forth and every light turns to green, and where there were roadworks, there's now a new road, and it's really easy to drive, and everything just like clicks into place. The energy around you is clicking into place for you. So even though there is, I think, some genuinely big stuff that's challenging around you, I also see everything clicking into place. Like literally the planets aligning. I mean, this is what we have with the Lion's Gate portal. The Earth, the Sun, Sirius and Orion are aligned. It's like the planets are aligned in your favour. That is what I'm seeing, pile 2. Let's get some more information and more guidance. Let's draw more tarot cards. Could we please have a little more information about what this challenge is, or how the outcome might be, perhaps? The Hanged Man. Okay. So something that's been feeling stuck. Six of Wheels. We have the Nine of Wheels. Okay. And we have the Three of Cups. How lovely. What a gorgeous row of cards for you. Okay. So what I see here is I'm seeing a genuine sense of satisfaction here with the Nine of Wheels. It for me has got that sense of you know when you work really, really hard at something and you get to that point where you get there and it's like, I did it. Yes, I have succeeded. I've achieved it. Yes, I'm there. I did it. It's got that flavour about it. And so something that has been either stuck or moving very slowly or not progressing very fast, or it was bigger than you thought it was going to be, or it was more challenging than you had expected, or every time you've tried to move it forwards it felt like it was blocked. I think the doorways are being opened here to literally achieve something. There is like a rite of passage, a mini how to get from A to B kind of scenario here, although maybe it's from A to Z really. And I'm seeing you celebrate at the end of this. I think you can achieve a phenomenal amount in this portal of energy, 26th of July to the 12th of August. The energy here peaks on the 8th of August, but I think you can achieve a phenomenal amount within the scope of this, within this time scale. Literally, I'm seeing doorways open, I'm seeing energy arrive, I'm seeing conflicts resolved, I'm seeing you literally, it just feels like achievement, prosperity, success, joy, celebration, generosity, just the right stuff coming to you at the right time. I think literally this is, as I said just earlier, I think this is literally a portal of energy for you, pile 2. Specifically, there's some element of your world that you are having to step up into. And whatever you are choosing to step into, I think you can do so with courage, with bravery. Even if you can't quite see the next step ahead, just go for it. This reading is literally singing, go for it. You will achieve. This is happening. You're going to get to the desired outcome. However this affects you personally in the context of your unique personal circumstances and your unique world. I think this is a reading of absolute success to get from one position to another, whatever that may be. So my beautiful pile 2, I think this is absolutely amazing. This is like a serious message from your spirit team saying, do not hesitate, use the energy, and the energy is available for you to use. Whatever this is for you, wherever you wish to apply it, in whatever area of your world you want to make something happen, make it happen, because it will be like that journey. You could be dreading it, thinking it's never going to work, or it has been so stuck, or this is bigger than I thought, or how can I achieve that? Just ditch that kind of stuff. This is happening for you, and I'm seeing success, real sense of yes, we got there, along with real celebration. So whatever you're working on, manifesting, building in your world, make it happen, pile 2. The energy is primed for you. It really, really is. This is stunning. Beautiful souls, this is your reading. This is your landscape reading. I am thrilled. Keep us posted in the comments. Let us know what's happening in your world. Give us an update if you do follow my readings. Thank you to those of you who do. I'm really honoured. If you do follow my readings, posting on a Sunday to keep us updated, because I post Sunday readings where we do weekly immediate guidance, a message from Spirit, from your team, and we look at the week ahead. So if you're tuning in with those Sunday readings, you might want to keep us posted in those. And I do post on a Tuesday and a Friday as well. Beautiful souls, tons of love. This is phenomenal. So, do not hold back. Just go for it. Part 2, should you feel that this is resonating with you, I look forward to seeing you for another reading really, really soon. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have Lion Leadership. You have Gibo, the rune of partnership. Sometimes this is a gift. The blank rune, the rune of ice. This is very, very interesting. Let's just dive straight in to your reading and draw tarot cards. So we're asking about the shifts and the transitions that may be happening for you, that are going on, for any spiritual downloads, any information to come through for you. Okay, right. How interesting. We have the card of the Devil. I'm going to take all these before we even draw any more. You have the card of the Devil. You have the 7 of Cups. You have the 8 of Wands. Okay, and then you have the Knight of Wands. Gosh, something is moving forwards here. There's a big transition. Very, very big transition here. Let's draw more cards before I say any more. I'm seeing this and this and this as well, and actually that one on the base of the pack. Okay, we have got the Ace of Wands as well. Gosh, big transition. Very big transition around you. Obviously, we know there are big shifts and transitions, and it's part of what we're asking about. In this portal, this window of energy, in this time scale, it's interesting that we can actually connect to a time scale, because the energy is running from the sort of 26th of July through to the 12th, or around that kind of time, peaking on the 8th. With the Devil card, I'm seeing you choose to actually cut some cords here, to step up, potentially to actually let go of something. We've got the 2 of Swords, we've got the King of Swords, and we have the 6 of Wheels. Yeah, look at the gateway here, and the King of Swords. I'm seeing you being very resolute actually about, there's quite a clear-cut choice to make around something in your world during this time. It may well be around you at the moment. I think it very specifically does connect to something like a cutting of the cords. You could be cutting cords to people. You could be cutting cords to any kind of addictive behaviour, any kind of substance addictions. If any of you, are having any kind of issues around either alcohol or anything like that, I'm seeing you very clearly make a firm choice not to do this anymore, not to buy into this. It could be patterns of behaviour, it could be thinking patterns. This is very interesting because this is a subject that's come up in a few readings recently. I'm sort of seeing you really resolutely make a decision about something here. I'm also seeing you move it forwards very fast. Eight of Wands, Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands. I'm seeing you shift something. These are fast moving cards. The Eight of Wands, it's a happening card. The Knight of Wands is moving something. There's a fast energy. Ace of Wands is a really strong new beginning. Let's draw some more cards for you. Let's draw some oracle cards, see what else we're shown. Okay, so we've got two showing up from this pack. We have Uranus, Change, and Aries, Act. Wow. Let's move these along. I think they'll fit just there. Wow, look at this. Absolutely. I'm seeing you really seriously taking action, making a clear-cut choice, choosing to do something differently, making it real. Uranus, change. Fast. There is so much fast, speedy energy in your reading. Very interesting that you have Isa, the rune of standstill, when the energy of your reading is so fast. That's quite a, I was going to say a contradiction. I think this rune is asking you, or even suggesting, that you take a lot of stillness breaks. Press the pause button, stand still. Make sure you, if you can, that you put your feet on the ground, that you remain grounded. I'm seeing massive changes. I'm seeing stuff happen fast, quickly. You have to respond to it quite fast. You've got to be quite kind of on the ball with things, having to make choices and decisions quickly, decisively. There's a lot of thinking energy, which is very, very interesting. Astrologically, we have a lot of, I think, Mars is moving into Gemini, so we've got quite fast-paced energy. Gemini is all about thought, thinking, communication. Mars adds weight to add speed to things. So I think we're going to see lots of fast-paced energy, decisions having to be made, deciding, yes or no. I might have to do some yes, no, maybe reading, probably just yes, no readings. For you, it doesn't feel like there's a maybe, it's a yes or a no. It's making decisions, clear-cut decisions, choices that are some quite big, some quite small, but all of them contribute. I'm seeing you with that kind of energy around. Let's draw more cards for you. We have Awakened Spirit, Desire to Change. Fantastic. So you can really instigate changes during this time. This is available to you. Change is available for you. If you want to create change, beautiful souls, you can initiate it, you can make a clear-cut choice, and you can make it happen. That's really what the essence of your reading is we're being shown here. This is what the energy is offering you. It's like it's empowering you to be quick thinking, to be fast, to be speedy, to be decisive, to be discerning, to decide what you want and what you don't want. And also with this little bird, I'm kind of hearing singing. It's like singing your own song. Doing what's right for you as opposed to doing what's right for anyone else. And I don't mean in a selfish way. Genuinely, I mean in a way that cuts cords with anything that's toxic or slowing you down. I think you might need to take some stillness breaks. Press the pause button from time to time, just because the energy is so zingy around you. It's fast paced. I want to place another tarot card in this spot here. You have more oracle cards to draw. There is your card. Okay, how interesting that we have the Five of Cups here. The energy around you is really enabling you to actually cut cords from anything in your world that is actually unhealthy. Anything that you want to change in your world. My beautiful pile 3. This is a very clear reading. How fascinating. Anything in your world that you want to change, this is a window of opportunity for you to change it. What are you not happy with? Whether it's a person, a circumstance, an inner thinking pattern, a form of behaviour, anything in your world that you want to shift, this is the time for you to shift it. This is the time for you to take actions to create change. The energy is primed for you to do this. What do you want to birth? The blank rune is a rune of infinite possibilities. What do you want to birth? Get still. Really notice what you think, how you feel, and recognise that's part of your creative process. Look at this. The way the energy almost looks as though it's coming out of this figure's sort of thoughts and visions and dreams and words and language and internal dialogue. It's all part of that stream. It's like whatever you are thinking, doing, being, this is a stream of energy that is going out into the universe and creating the changes that you desire. You can make this possible. Let's draw some more oracle cards for you. What else are we showing for pile 3, please? Maybe please ask for guidance and information, or more information for pile 3, please. I'm actually seeing this one. I'm seeing 3. This is the first pile that's had 3 cards from this pack. We have the Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency, Make Your Life a Moving Prayer. Wow, this is so empowering. Baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. How interesting. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. Okay, this card came out in one of the other readings, but okay. This is absolutely the timing for you, pile 3. The energy around you is to take action. It really is. Get still. What do you want to create? What do you want to initiate? What seeds do you want to sow? What do you want to make happen? And take action, even if you can't see how you're going to get there. It doesn't matter. You don't need to see the steps you need to see. You just need to see the first step in front of you. If you take one step, the next step will be shown to you. It will become apparent. This is like driving through fog, or mist. And for any of you who've driven in a heavy mist or a fog, if you try and put your headlights on, you sort of almost see less rather than more. It bounces back, it's mirrored back at you. That within the fog, the light comes back and you simply can't see. So you just have to drive really slowly, turn your light on dip, and just follow the road in front of you. And this is what this feels like. Take action. Have the courage to own your own sovereignty, energetic sovereignty, own your own choices, and take baby steps. Every step you take is going to take you to somewhere else. The portal of energy, the window of energy here for you to manifest. This is basically the time to take action. Don't hold yourself back with anything. Cut any cords to self-doubt. Anything you desire to change, this is a window of opportunity when you can change it. Despondency, hesitancy, it will be unhelpful for you. It really, really would. Let's draw some more cards, more oracle cards. This is your message that's coming through. You have listen, look at this. Listen, you are enough. You do not have to give more. How fascinating. Your inner child has something to say. Cut the cords to any self-doubt. Be still. What did I say? Take stillness breaks. Cultivate a space of stillness and silence to just be. Wow. You could not write it, could you? Right. Cut the cords to any self-doubt. Anything within you that says you can't have, or it won't happen, or it's not going to work, or it hasn't worked in the past. Anything you want to change, you have a window of opportunity where the energy is primed to support you in creating that change. This is your primary message here. Take stillness breaks because the change can happen fast. It's like if you take one step, suddenly the next step will immediately appear in front of you, and then another step and another step, to the point where you could sort of feel like you're having to come up for air. You know, or you think, well, should I make this decision? Is that the right step? Should I do this? Because it's all of a flurry and the energy is happening so fast. So, take stillness breaks. Listen to what's going on around you and listen to yourself. You are good enough, and this is about you changing the things that you want to change, not in a manner that's destructive to anyone else. There is no high vibration in that. There's no spiritual energy in that. But anything you want to change, you can change. Anything you want to let go of, including any self-doubt, you can change. If you take small steps, it's as though the universe, source spirit, the planets will align, and every little step you take, immediately another one will open for you. It would be like reaching out to something or applying for something, and you get a response straight away. There's no hanging around here. That's what I'm seeing, which is really interesting, because it feels like, I mean, there's just so much fast-paced energy in your reading. Let's draw just a few more tarot cards for you. I mean, this is very clear. Whatever is going on in the uniqueness of your world, your circumstances, this is about your agency, your choices, but do take stillness breaks along the way because it's fast. Let's have a sneaky peek at where this might be going or what the outcome might be. Knight of Wheels. Well, there's a card of manifestation, if ever there was one. Okay, we have the Death card. So we've got absolute transformation, confirmation of the transformation for you. And we have the Judgment card. Wonderful. And what a beautiful Judgment card this is. Let me show this to you. Isn't that gorgeous? Guided. Absolutely guided. It's interesting, Gibo, the rune of partnership. I feel in this instance the partnership is literally with Source, with Spirit. I think you are with your guides, your angels. Everything you want to let go of, everything that you assess that's no longer appropriate or isn't working for you. I mean, this is the Judgment Day. You can change it. You can take charge of this if you wish. Can you please have a final card, just to help us to fully see where this is going? There it is. How beautiful is that? You have the Page of Wheels, the Page of Pentacles or coins. This is a card of harvest. It's a card of promise. It's a card of potential. It's loaded. Look at the golden corn behind him still growing. This gateway, the Lion's portal, the Lion's gate of energy for you is creating literally a space of possibility where you can change anything that you really wish to change that is no longer working for you or serving you. That is what the energy is telling us. You have to take the steps. You have to initiate things. You have to take action, take charge of these changes. Get still, be present, don't wobble. Every little step you take, the next will then be shown. And what we're seeing is doorways opening for you fast. Pile 3, this is your reading. This is about you, your agency, your sovereignty, your leadership, you in charge of your life, gifted with guides, angels, openings, signs, synchronicities to aid you to move into that space where you can step into your fullest potential. You may not get to the end goal, but the pathway will be open for you with anything that's been hindering you. You know, put down and left in the past. This is extraordinary. The energy that's available to you is just extraordinary. It really is mind-blowing. Pile 3, this is your reading. If this is resonating with you, do check in with some other readings, either on the main channel page, or I post on a Tuesday and Friday, and always I post on a Sunday. Do keep us posted in the comments as well. My Sunday readings are for immediate guidance, and we look at the week ahead, so do check in on any of those. They're timeless as well, so whenever you need guidance, there are tons of readings on the channel page now for you to find if you ever need to tune in to your intuition and find some support and guidance, especially if things are moving so fast you want to wobble. You want to wobble. I don't mean that. Why would you want to wobble? But you're having a wobble and you want some guidance and some groundedness. Nobody wants to wobble. But we do get them, let's face it, that's life. Anyway, beautiful souls, I shall stop my waffling, and I'm just sending you so much love. This feels like a really significant period for you, which is literally loaded with opportunity and possibility and promise. So, it's wonderful. Tons of love, Pile 3, and I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon.